I think we are all anticipating Thursday night about the debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. As you can see by the title of the show, will Donald Trump even show up? And there's still, in my mind, a question as to whether Donald Trump will show up to this debate. Now, we are a little less than 48 hours away from the debate. So at some point, you got to start to think, all right, maybe he is showing up. But I really, truly did believe, and I still think there's a possibility that he's trying to either find a way out of this, or what he's trying to do is he's trying to shape the narrative to make it look good for him no matter what. So if they say he's on drugs, if they say he's senile, if they say he actually is a good debater, if they say all these different things, they can cover all their bases. But at some point, I don't know, maybe are you confusing the shit out of the people that you're talking to? Maybe. I mean, I think maybe people with any kind of logic or any kind of brain that does not bow down to everything MAGA, you should. But it's clear that Donald Trump can just say whatever he wants to these people, and they're just going to shake their head yes. I mean, you could sit there and watch the background of the people during his rallies when he's talking, and he's talking about sharks, and he's talking about electricity, and he's talking about all kinds of crazy shit. People in the background going, yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. I would really love to have that person on the show and go, really? What the fuck was he talking about then? Please explain it to me. And I'm afraid that the explanation is going to be as incoherent as the original statement. But back to what I was talking about, this is Donald Trump, just a short clip of a few things that he has said about the debate, just trying to shape the narrative and set himself up and set up Joe Biden.
I'll make sure he says, I'll lose the debate on purpose. Maybe I'll do something like that.
I assume he's going to be somebody that will be a worthy debater.
Should I be tough and nasty and just say you're the worst president in history? Or should I be nice and calm and let him speak?
Look, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, who's joined
I'm all
us.
sweaty too.
It is Lana Quest.
Oh my gosh.
I've been flying solo for 34 minutes and 30 seconds.
Good job.
And here comes Lana with her parachute, just parachuting right into the. Well, you don't parachute into a plane, you parachute off of a plane.
I don't know.
My metaphor was idiotic, but I don't know. I think I was on a roll for a second.
I'm sure. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, I actually was. I'm glad to have you here, because I will say it is easier. I'm sitting there looking at myself, and I'm like, first of all, when I'm talking, you're looking at me on the screen, right?
Yes.
And I'm looking at you. But when you're by yourself, do you look right into the camera?
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't. I was still looking at myself. Anyway,
wait. Oh. Well, sometimes I do. I probably do both.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and look at your show from last night that I brought up earlier. Let everybody know Lana did her show last night. But what I was in the middle of, you came in at the perfect time, Lana. We just started talking about the debate that may or may not happen on Thursday night. I am of the mindset that we are 48 hours away, so we should be maybe starting to think that Donald Trump will show up. I just played a clip where he's sort of setting up himself and he's setting up Biden as to, is he going to do well? Is he not going to do well? Is he going to, the first thing he says on that clip was, maybe I'll lose the debate on purpose. Now, what kind of moron? Again, the moron who says it is talking to morons.
Exactly.
Basically what that is. And he's trying to set himself up for what this to me tells me that he believes there's possibility of failure on his side and that he's scared.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts so far?
Absolutely. He's like back talking, double talking, so if Biden wins, then that could mean that Biden was taking drugs. It could also mean that Trump lost on purpose. Like he's doing every scenario out there.
Yep.
And it's so funny. Like his sycophants are out there like, oh, Biden's like holed away, resting while the country is burning and
Yeah.
he's not doing anything. It's just like,
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like somebody that was broken up by their girlfriend or something because of something terribly embarrassing that happened to him. So he's getting out and trying to get the story out first. And he's trying to, with the friends and with everybody, trying to say she's a bit, just trying to shape the narrative to make it look better for him.
yeah.
But most people with a brain look right through it and go,
Exactly.
dude, who are you
People with a
talking?
brain. People with a brain, but like,
but he's already got those people, so it doesn't even matter what he said. At this point, he can say whatever he wants. But we brought up the other thing about them talking about whether or not Joe Biden will be on drugs. Now, I'm not a doctor by any means, but I did something that it's really embarrassing for me because I already know the answer. But I type in a question in Google because I just want to see how they respond to the idiotic question. And the question, if you type in, can you win a debate with performance enhancing drugs? And there is 0 articles that say, yes, in fact, you can. If you take these drugs, you become a better debater or you lose your dementia.
Right.
Doesn't happen.
Right, because if you think about it, it's like it'll give you a little more energy or something, but how's it gonna make you be smarter? Like I don't.
You could go down the list of different sports, and there's performance enhancing drugs that are banned in each different sport.
Right.
I don't know of any performance enhancing drugs that are banned like on college campuses for debates and stuff like
club. You're like, give me those steroids or no, those roids. What else?
I think all those college kids take stuff like Adderall anyway, and I don't think, if you went in and took a test and you got drugged for taking Adderall, that doesn't mean you failed the test.
Right.
I mean, this is just so stupid. But speaking of stupid, Maria Bartiromo was on with some guy named Eric Burleson. He's some Republican representative, and let's just listen to this nonsense, Lana, about their anticipation of Joe Biden up on the stage.
Ronnie Jackson says Biden will have been at Camp David for a full week before the debate, and that they're probably experimenting with getting doses right, giving him medicine ahead of the debate.
This is the thing, is they're saying that he's locked away in Camp David preparing for the debate and he's not out there. Like, is that something that during normal times that I would hear somebody say, hey, the president's been at Camp David preparing for the debate. There's something wrong with that. Is that something that you would have been concerned about for any candidate?
Because that's what they do. Trump prepared with Chris Christie when he was doing Hillary Clinton, I think, was it right?
No, Joe Biden.
Joe Biden. Oh, right. Exactly. And he probably prepared when he was gonna debate Hillary Clinton too. Like, why are we acting like this is some odd, strange thing that just doesn't happen?
Well, we aren't. They are. And they are doing it because they know their audience. And, I think at this point, they do it because they just want to hold on to those voters. They're doing everything they can to desperately hold on to those voters. But Lana, I mean, are they gaining voters by doing this?
No, they got to be losing independents, like just by the handfuls, because it's nonsense.
If you look at the latest poll, they are losing a lot to independents. They're losing a lot to 65-year-old plus people as well. And they're also losing to younger voters. I really can't see how this election
like this is this is literally the dumbest pivot ever. Like, they would have just been saying he's resting or sleeping because he's old. The drug thing is just so it's if anyone looks like they're on drugs, it's Trump. I was about to say with him sweating profusely as I'm sweating profusely.
No.
It's just working out. But
But you have an excuse.
yeah, like he's always sweating profusely and he's talking about things nobody even knows what he's talking about. So it's just, I don't know. It's ridiculous.
Well, hey, listen, if there's something out there that makes you speak better and it prepares you more for something like that, then let me know, because I'll do it right before our show. But you talked about how dumb this is. I got bad news for you, Lana. It gets dumber.
Debate. Is that what you think?
Yeah, I think that, any patient that truly, or, elderly individual or someone that has dementia, they can find some moments of clarity, right? They can find.
First of all, this guy's not a doctor. This is just another one of these Fox News things where they do the famous people are saying things.
Yeah, like it's crazy. Like when they're saying it like he has dementia. Like
Correct.
if he has dementia, Republicans will be trying to impeach him because he has dementia, not because of any of the other nonsense. This is
I don't know anybody personally that's had dementia, but I've seen people that have dementia, and quite frankly, it's pretty clear to know whether or not you have dementia. But all right, let's finish listening to this clown.
Moments throughout the day that they have energy, and I think that Trump's team should not underestimate Joe Biden and his team's ability to whether
there's another pivot,
jack him up on Mountain Dew or whatever it is. That look, the State of the Union this year, he had a lot of energy for about an hour or an hour and a half.
Well, I told you I got dumber. Now that I had no idea, the Mountain Dew is a substance that is it illegal? Is it something that, I know it's caffeine, it gets you jacked up, but let's say he drank a 32-ounce Mountain Dew before the debate. What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
So our kids are like getting jacked up off of Mountain Dew. Like, I'm so confused. He said Biden was like, good for an hour and a half of like the State of the Union. Is that what I heard him say?
Yeah.
He was literally on the floor after the State of the Union for another 2 hours.
Correct. He says the guy is talking about, the elderly people do have times during the day where they can gain energy. I got news for you. I'm way younger than Joe Biden. I'm perpetually tired. And there are times where I get boosts of energy during the day as well. So
right.
Except what does that say about me?
Except for Trump. He's just never tired. He just goes. We didn't see him falling asleep in court. No, that just didn't happen.
Right. Yeah, no, he's always, well, they also say weird stuff like he's a manly man. And I don't know, man. Like I said, I could be, I could be, I could look at other men and appreciate their accomplishments and do stuff like that, but I'm not fanboying over anybody. That's just weird behavior to me.